Hey, I'm Saving Content's own at Acosta, and welcome to dotEXE, a saving content podcast. It's episode 13, and joining me in this snowy spring landscape of John Denver's favorite state is Eric Acosta.
Hey, John Denver's favorite state. That's West Virginia. Well, is it really his favorite state?
I don't know. He sang a song about it.
Well, actually, was it about it? Yeah, it was about it.
Yeah, it's in the song.
No. It was about somewhere else, wasn't it? And people assumed it was about West Virginia? Like, I thought there was a whole thing about that.
West Virginia, Mountain Mama.
That's what it was. Yeah, but he thought he
Take
was
me
in West,
home.
but he wasn't actually there. Like,
Country
that was a whole
road.
He wasn't looking at
You
Right. He was looking somewhere else. Okay. Listen, I'm not that old.
So you may have heard a brand new voice. Right now, I'm in West Virginia with Eric, and we've got the family here with us. Who you heard there was his lovely wife, Des.
Hey guys.
We also have veteran to the show, Miss Genevieve.
Hello.
And newcomer, Mr. Kegan.
Hello there.
So today, we're going to have a slightly shorter, what you've been doing section, and then we've got a fun little thing at the end to kind of get everybody acclimated to the podcast here. So let me start off by saying I'm going to talk a little bit about Halo in our weekly Halo Unfortunate Roundup, and that I think I'm done. This week's episode wasn't bad, but it wasn't good, and I don't think I'm going to keep up with it.
Yeah, I didn't watch this week's episode. I'm done. I'm just done with it. I was done last episode. I think I'm done with the Halo show.
Yeah, there was a specific part in this episode where the chief is driving up in a warthog. They go to his old house. Oh, by the way, spoilers. But you know what? Who cares?
At this point, yeah.
He drives up to the house with his helmet on. Well, let me rewind a little bit first. He had no helmet on. Puts his helmet on. Drives up to the house. And, in movie time, it was probably about, half an hour or something. But in what we're seeing, it's about 5 minutes. Not even that. They get out of the car. He takes his helmet off. Why? What is the point in that? You literally see him put it on, take it off. And the worst part about that is he takes it off, puts it down. He's holding whatever artifact thing. They walk up to the house, and when he gets into the house, he's got it in his hand, his helmet. Continuity, people, come on.
Now maybe the air quality in the warthog is worse off than the air quality outside.
So you're saying someone farted?
So he needs to protect himself as he is traveling in the warthog, and then when he gets out of the warthog, then he. Sure.
I see your reasoning here, and I raise you. It has a windshield, and it's an open top.
I mean, it's remember the bubble. Like, I'm a big MythBusters fan, and you have in the air tunnel, and they talk about the aerodynamics, and you have the little bubble of space that the air goes over. The air that is still within the cabin area, even though it is open top, is still floating around right there, and there's some, I guess, emissions from his suit that just sticks by that he just can't handle in the vehicle.
Suit emissions. Yep. That would be farting. Like I said.
I try to be fancy about it, okay?
I'm not fancy. Not a lot of us are.
This is a whole nother world we're talking about. It's not Earth physics.
Silver timeline.
The silver time. A wonderful timeline. They call it the silver timeline. So overall, I think I'm just done. I will catch up with whatever happens to it through other people's roundups or whatever. That's what I think. I went through and played a little more GT7 this week and finally finished, quote unquote, the last license test where you're driving the Porsche 917 on the track and it's wet. I got silver and I'm good for right now. I'll come back and get gold later, but that was a whole ordeal. And I was just happy to get silver.
Yes, I was watching that, and I could see the frustration as as the time went along. The progression of I'm enjoying it, it's fun, to I want to kill this game.
Well, and it's always just like a turn.
Yeah.
If I can get through the first couple, it's fine. And then it's always that one turn that always screwed me up. And then screw up, restart, and then the first turn gets you. I just did this just fine. What is wrong?
Yeah, then you just get upset about
Yeah.
with these.
And I'm not upset about the game. I'm just upset about me.
Yeah.
So, I also got back into a little bit of Destiny 2 with Mr. Kegan here. We were kind of catching me up on what was going on because there's stuff that's happened since Witch Queen.
Which
The newest one is the Witch Queen.
Yeah.
The Witch Queen.
The Witch Cream.
Witch Queen?
Sounds like a new flavor.
Cream.
Witch? That sounds wrong.
Don't bring your coffee nearby.
I don't want that cream in my coffee.
Funny, we have coffee.
So I will say that getting into Destiny 1 or 2, it's so much fun just to play. But boy, they make it really hard to want to enjoy the game.
The onboarding of that game at this point is so difficult. If you are a story person, it is hard to get into it because it's just they've gone so far. You know, they have so many seasons. I think what did I say? 16 is what? No,
Yeah,
16.
Yeah. 16.
Oh man, it's just with every season there was a new story, and it's hard to backlog. You have to go on YouTube. And you have to previously on.
Yeah. And you don't want to go down the rabbit hole of Bife.
Oh, yeah, my name's Bife.
Because then you'll just sit there for 2 hours on one video.
2 hours?
That's an
That's
understatement.
generous. I'm thinking more like 4 to 6.
Or 7.
He said one.
I think his one video was a 2-hour video, 2.5-hour video.
The whole
Yeah,
backstory of Taken King.
yeah. Up
That was
until,
like a 2-3 hour thing.
it would mean it's great.
Yeah.
I guess it's similar to jumping into Metal Gear.
No one just jumps into Metal Gear.
That's what I say. Like, you jump into Destiny right now, you're lost. And you've got to go and try to find if you wanted to know the story and understand what's going on, you'd have to do some digging to really understand what's going on. And then Metal Gear is in the same vein of you jump into the game, you do the game. But if you actually want to understand the story and why things are going the way they're going, you have to do some digging.
True. Yeah. I mean, granted, with the biggest thing I'm talking about with that is with Destiny, you don't really have a way of finding that old story in game. You have to go to YouTube because a lot of those stories you just can't play. Whereas with Metal Gear, there is at least a medium in which you can play and get that story. Because Metal Gear, you can get the old games in some way. Whereas Destiny, Season 1, it's gone. That you have to go online to find someone else who is explaining that season to you. So, yeah, but still, with Metal Gear, you still have to find someone to explain it.
Well, part of that is you are finding someone to explain it because it's just hard to follow.
Right.
It's not that it's missing. It's all there. But Kojima does a really good job of being like, well, this means this subtly.
Very slightly.
In this climate.
Whereas if you need to find out the Red War stuff, vanilla game Destiny 2 stuff, they have a timeline.
Yeah,
That's about it.
They abbreviate the game. It's funny because it's hey, we had this super long, super full-fledged game, $60 game that has a time that has a story. Now we've just made it a few dots on a timeline. You can get the whole gist of it. It's you just simplified your game, your main game.
Well, if you think about it, the climate of gaming now versus climate gaming when Metal Gear started,
Metal Gear?
you had to play game to game to get the story. Whereas everybody is doing Twitch, everybody is doing
Also
YouTube,
true.
streaming, and they're recording all these stories, so they have the ability to throw them away.
That's true.
Because you can go and watch the movie quote unquote online
Mhm.
to get yourself caught up. Whereas before you had to kind of like how we watched TV versus how our kids watch TV.
That's true.
We had to be there or we missed it.
Well, we could just
Right.
like rewind back to whatever we want.
You can just
Right.
pick whatever you want and watch it over and over.
Yeah, and anything that comes out on a weekly basis, like it did for us, you have the option to go back and just watch the episode you missed, versus where we had to either wait for a rerun or go out and buy the VHS tape.
Right. Right. It's true. We could not
Concrete versus
binge.
digital.
Yeah.
Or hope that one of your friends hit record on their VCR.
When TiVo was there. Yeah.
And didn't record over their moms.
Or change
Yeah.
the channel midway. So.
So, I mean, do you have any thoughts on Destiny 2, Mr. Keegan?
I'd say it was a very fun experience. Trying to die at least 20 times over.
You
Okay,
did that?
let's not dive into the fact that you tried to put it on Legendary and you had two people in there with you who just recently got back into the game. So that's your fault.
On blast.
But in general, what do you think of Destiny 2?
I would give it a 10 out of 10 stars.
Okay. Do you have a reason why?
Yeah, all the mechanics are really nice, very fluid in my opinion, but I'm also not the best at giving opinions, so I would. What was your opinion on the game?
Well, I'm asking you.
Oh, no, I'm asking you. For that.
Oh, okay. Well, if you want to know my opinion on the game, visit savingcontent.com and we have a review of Destiny 2.
Yeah.
But that's when it launched, so it's totally different now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It is way different.
Good gosh.
But okay, so you enjoy the game, it's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, and would you say that out of all the games that you play, would it be one that you would come back to when you didn't have someone to play with?
I thought I would, if I were to go back to play it, I would rather have someone with me to play
Mhm.
with, so it's not gonna be like a consistent like go back to and play with.
Yeah.
So
And that's kind of where I feel
Mhm.
Destiny is kind of landed. By yourself, it's not, I won't say it's not a great experience, but it's just kind of
Chore based.
Yeah. But
Feels
when
very
you've got friends or someone to come in there and play with you, then you've got that like, okay, this is kind of a sit down and have a chat with somebody, kind of like a virtual Discord or a meta if you want to get into the new way of thinking.
No.
Facebook?
Facebook? No, not Facebook. Meta.
Instagram?
It is. Do either of you know what Second Life is?
Oh gosh.
What?
I don't think they've ever heard of that.
I've
Okay.
never heard of that.
So
Is that old or new?
So Mr. Keegan, you've seen like the VR chat rooms on your VR headset
Yeah.
before, right?
Yeah, he has one. He
Yeah.
has a VR room or whatever.
So think of that, just exactly that, but in third person.
Yeah.
And then you kind of can do like things here and there, build your own thing, like a Roblox type of setup where you can, have your own game or you can build your own house, build your own area. People would go into Second Life and like create little public spaces
Mhm.
like, oh, hey, it's presidential elections coming up. Come visit the Obama space or the who was he running against? McCain.
McCain.
The McCain space. Really weird,
Yeah.
but it's kind of in that
Yeah.
same vein where you go there and you talk with people and you just kind of
Hang
hang
around.
around. Yeah.
It's a virtual space of Facebook. Or I mean like PlayStation Home
I
kind
was
of
Yeah,
gonna
did
say,
that.
PlayStation Home.
Did that come out before or after Home?
It
Oh,
was
Second Life was way before.
way
Home.
before Home. Yeah. Because I was on PC.
And it's funny, you hear all these, these tech guys who probably weren't into games very much talking about the whole like the meta and like this 3D space where you can have conferences and meetings and you'll be able to buy property. And everybody who's played games is thinking you're talking about PlayStation Home, and they shut that down already.
Right. They shut it down for a reason. People didn't like it. And it wasn't because PlayStation Home was a bad system. Like it wasn't, it was well made.
Yeah.
It wasn't janky. It didn't have a lot of glitches and issues. It was just what it was. It was not what people were looking at.
Yeah. I remember thinking when I first heard they were doing something like that, I'm like, oh, so it's going to replace the main menu
yeah.
of the PS3, and you would hop in, you'd turn your PS3 on, you're in your house. Now you can pull up a menu or you can go out and do the different things. But it wasn't. It was like a separate launch, like a separate executable. Uh, and I don't see why, that they thought that was going to work. It lasted a long time for what it was.
But now they're bringing it back, but in a different form, and because corporations and companies now are getting into it, it's gonna be pushed.
Right.
So,
well, the last thing I want to go on today about what I've been playing is for the holidays, I received a new game from, I believe his name is Matthew Inman, the creator of the Oatmeal and the Exploding Kittens games. Throw Burrito, I believe, also is one of his, and the avocado one.
Yep.
You got crabs, and played that with the fine folks here, and had a lot of fun. Genevieve, what did you think of You've Got Crabs?
Fun.
Just fun?
Yes.
So me and Genevieve were on a team, and then Eric and Kegan were on the other team. So the idea is that you need to collect 4 crab cards in your hand. And you have to tell your teammate who's sitting on the opposite side of the table that you have 4 of the same. But you can't do it verbally, and you can't do it where it's like super noticeable. You want to be discreet about it.
You want to be subtle, and you can't it has to be visible to everyone. So you can't kick them under the table or
right,
anything like that.
So the one tell that I gave for Genevieve before you start, you talk with your teammate, try to think of a system. So mine for Genevieve was, if I have 4 crab cards, I'm just gonna brush my eyebrow, very discreetly. And then hers was, she was gonna, kind of bite the inside of her cheek, do a little type of thing. That was ours, and we had it going. It took a little bit to get you used to about how to actually implement it and everything. But once we got through it, it was fun. It was really enjoyable. There's one thing I will say is you may want to, if you and your teammate have that system in place and you've got your tells, once you notice the other person do it, you might want to just go ahead and call it out, because the longer you wait and try to decide, is that really what they did? Did they really mean to do that? You give the opposing team a chance to figure out what you're doing. And if they call you on your bluff, or they call you and say that you have the 4 cards, they can actually steal your points. So that's where the give and take comes in. It's like, you can earn all these points, but if the other team figures it out, they can easily take all your points. So what did you think about having to do all of that in that sort of setting, Miss Genevieve? Having just being able to play 4 cards and then trying to read Uncle Ed's face.
It was 11, so I couldn't finish it.
It was 11?
Yeah, I was late.
Very
It
late.
it was not that late.
It was late
It
somewhere.
was 4 o'clock.
Wait, are we getting times mixed up?
Huh?
It was
I thought
4
that was-
o'clock because I was on the phone for most of it.
Well, for 2 hours.
Uh-huh.
It was a long time, to
4
say the
o'clock and
least.
11 are totally different.
Well, I was tired.
Okay.
So I knew.
But is that something you would play again?
I wanted to play second round, but we couldn't.
That's okay.
Yeah, that is, I guess you could say, the biggest drawback and the biggest bonus, the double-edged sword. You get a lot of people to play, but you have to have at least 4 people to play. So
Yeah.
it's
So
hard.
the commitment is a little harder than other games where you can just 1 or 2 people or 2 or 3 people. But yeah, it was a lot of fun, and I can see bringing this for more family gatherings.
Oh yeah.
As you kind of also have to have an even number of people.
Yeah.
So, being as we're a family that's kind of split in different areas, and a lot of people are doing a lot of Zoom and like kind of virtual dates in a way. Do you think that this, because I was not in the room to really witness it, do you think this has to be a everybody in the same room type of game, or would you be able to make it work for somebody to be like on a Zoom call to go with it?
Since it is all visual cues, you can't do any verbal cues.
Right.
I could see it working.
Well, what about the ocean?
So that
So
is
that's-
the only issue.
You'd have to have a dealer.
Yeah.
And the dealer would have
be
to.
the same.
However, this is something that I think you can use the
virtual
tabletop simulator
Yeah.
or the virtual table. Yeah, you can use that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, or if they, made a app or something.
Oh, yeah.
Like I think Exploding Kittens has a
Yeah,
mobile app.
Exploding Kids does have an app. Yeah, so it's definitely easily transferable into
Yeah.
a virtual space.
Because all you need is the physical cards.
Right.
And then everything else can be done through the camera.
Yep.
So like you can go off into a private room, or you just type in a chat, like a direct message to your partner and say,
Right.
hey, when I do this, call it.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, because that's like my siblings, we all live separate. My sister's in Wisconsin. We're here in West Virginia. My brother is in Virginia, and my older brother's in Maryland. And then my parents are in Maryland. So, like, if we've been discussing, like, how could we do, like, a game night and have us all be able to play? And it's like trying to figure out what games would be able to transfer into that realm. And would they be ones where we could all have a copy of it, like Villainous?
oh yeah.
Villainous is very singular on your character, and even though you like go and grab a card off of somebody else's table, you could tell them, okay, I'm gonna do a villain on you. So then they just have to flip their card for themselves. But you're not transferring cards between each other. So that would be a game that would be able to kind of go into that realm of separating per person. So it's actually a gaming thought to be able to put out there. Like, how do we do a board game, but
Virtually,
virtually?
without having an like tabletop simulator or
Because
something.
not
like that.
everybody is as aptly
Tech savvy.
yeah.
Sure.
Not everybody has a bunch of Best Buy employees
Nope.
in their house.
Yeah.
Who could she be talking about?
I don't
know.
know.
I have no idea.
I don't know.
Or ex Best Buy employees.
Right, ex Best
IT guys. Well, that's all I've pretty much done for most of this week, just because catching up on work, traveling, and the like. Eric, you got a long list of things. Why don't you pick a few key ones here and then save the rest for next week?
Yeah, so I was actually just gonna go over real like what I've been playing, without too much explanation, but like I've done Arceus, obligatory Pokemon time frame. Arceus,
Yay,
you know,
Arceus.
Arceus.
In my Pokemon book it says AR-KE-EEUS.
Your Pokemon book was printed in the U.S.
Because I am from the U.S.
We are all. I think most of us are from the U.S.
Most of us, all of us, we're all born here. But Arceus, same thing. Just getting the Pokedex. I've progressed the story a little bit more,
Mhm.
but not by much. So nothing big on that front. I played a little bit of Strange Horticulture, which I mentioned in the last podcast that Genevieve started playing, and
Yeah.
she was really into it.
I have like 20 something, like I think like 30, like 32ish named.
plants.
Yeah,
Plants
plants
named? Wow.
named.
That
Gosh,
seems
I
well,
have 4.
I'd say there's what? How do you know how many plants in total?
I've not checked how many
That
are
sounds
actually
like a
in
lot.
there, but that's
I don't
there's a
know.
fair amount.
Yeah,
Because you start out with the book, but then you also get more pages
as you go on.
as you go along. So you do get a lot more plants. I think you said last time I checked, you were on day 8, right?
I believe so.
You still on day 8? I think you may have stopped there.
Like, I've never had a game where I've been like ahead of my dad, but there's like maybe 2 games. Strange Horticulture and Splatoon.
Yeah,
Like,
you're right.
barely anything else. He's like, I start before him, and then he's like, okay, yonk, right up the hill.
Goodbye. I'm in max. What can I say?
He just goes to get the car. But I thought we were supposed to be jogging, not getting the car.
So yeah, I've been playing a little bit of that. I find it fun. It's a good puzzle game, and it's also a good chill. Like you don't have to. You don't have a time frame. There's no like platforming, nothing like
Yeah.
major to do. So it's a good chill game.
Even if you go to a different place on the map, the person that you have at your door or the window that is wanting a plant, they stay there forever until you give them the plant they need.
Well, that's good.
So there's no timing as far as you've gotten. There's no
Yeah.
time frame on that, but it has to be within a certain amount of time. So that's good.
Although, if you think about it from their perspective, they're sitting there waiting for quite a while.
Yeah.
Like, I want my plant.
on top of the fact that you travel, like when you go to the map, you click on a place, you're traveling to that area. So
Excuse me,
you're
sir or
like,
madam. Can you watch the store
Can you
while I
watch this- can you watch these plants while I leave? Yeah, thank you. That might be a 4-day
the
trip.
watering can's over there?
It's gotta be a moment.
Right. So yeah, I played Strange Horticulture. Also, I got it back into car mechanic.
Simulator 2021.
Yeah.
2021. Yep.
And then the car detailing.
Yep.
that-
Got the car detailing.
That wasn't the demo.
Was not the demo, right? It's the full version. Which that app, the demo, getting the full version did add a lot more stuff. from
Oh,
what the
okay.
demo
Definitely.
Because the demo I think was literally only just the car washing stuff and then the interior
then-
detailing stuff. I think.
Yeah, I think that, and then like you had like a little bit of stuff behind the gate,
Yeah. There was a
but
little-
that was basically it.
There wasn't a
It
whole-
was
I
a
mean, it
bunch of, like
was-
trash and stuff.
it was still fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, playing the full version, there's more to it, a lot more to it, worth it. The reason I got back into Car Simulator 2021 is because there was a Hot Rod
Update.
DLC or update.
DLC update. Sure. One
Yeah,
of two.
number 2. And that was fun. It more of the same. You know, if you liked Car Simulator where you're taking things apart, buying and repairing and putting things back together, it's the same thing. It's just that it's got like hot rods, like these the old the Woody's dragsters with the open engine, open faced engines and open wheel. So
Like your 30s
yeah.
era
Yep.
hot rods.
Yep.
Grease lightning.
Yep. I don't know if that one's in there. That'd be nice though. That'd be cool to have a grease lightning pack. I don't know. Maybe
Motorcycles?
it's for us.
No, I don't think a car mechanic simulator has
Does not
any
have
bikes.
motorcycles. No, because that would be a different.
Also correct.
Also correct.
That
That
is
is
a point.
valid point. So did that. I've been playing into that. Also, I've been playing. I've actually dropped off of the Jurassic Park, because I've gone into SnowRunner. Obviously, I'm still playing SnowRunner, doing all that
Right.
stuff. But there's not a whole lot to say about that I've been doing. And then.
Well, before we leave SnowRunner, Des, what's your thoughts on SnowRunner?
There's a lot of stuck in the mud.
I've been playing it a lot. She comes
Every
up.
time I turn around, he's stuck in the mud and he's going like further into the mud puddle. I'm like, you're just making it worse. But there's a tree on the other side that he can wench to, because he's not talking about it. I'm just watching it and just seeing like the frustration in him. Like, I'm gonna go forward. This is gonna happen. I'm not just stuck. I am making small increments.
If Snow and Mud Runner were to have a colon and then a subtitle, it would be "You're just making it worse."
Yep.
Yeah.
I've been there in person.
Yeah,
I've
that's
gotten
true.
stuck in a snow ditch.
Yep.
That turned into a mud ditch, which we just had to walk away from and come back later
Yep. When it
when
wasn't
the
so.
snow was done.
Yeah.
And the mud had time to become solid again.
So I did want to talk about 2 more. One was BunHouse.
Ah,
Yeah,
yes.
that was fun.
This is where you make honey buns and
No.
No.
cinnamon buns.
No.
So if you are in the rabbit world, you call your rabbits. Some people call their rabbits buns. It's like bunnies.
We have two.
We have 2.
Really?
I found this for I think $14, something like that. Or
The
$20.
bunnies?
Yeah, bunnies. No, they were much
Not
more.
our bunnies.
The game BunHouse.
Oh.
Basically, it is a greenhouse, and your characters are bunnies.
They're really
I
cool.
mean, that sounds like a really neat premise.
Yeah,
They-
it's pretty cool.
They can do handstands.
They
Yeah.
can do handstands
And
and
yoga.
emotes and stuff. And it's 4-player. On the same
Same screen.
same screen, or I think it actually can do multiplayer
Yeah.
online. But I
You don't
didn't
see
check.
that very often, especially for like one of those. Probably not a simulator
Party?
experience, but one where you're doing management.
Yeah,
It's really
Very
rare
rare
to see a
game
co-op
before.
management type
Mhm.
of game like that.
and
Well,
it
there's
works
Mario
out pretty
Party.
right. But that's not a management game. So like management gaming, like you're gaining either money or currency because you're selling plants or selling items,
Oh.
and you're managing something that has time.
Okay. I was
Right.
like, I was really confused.
It does it pretty well. It is funny though. Both characters can control the camera.
Yeah, I was watching. I
I
was
don't
like,
like that.
that's interesting.
Yeah, it's weird. It's a
You
little
can
weird.
Fight
I-
over the camera.
Yeah. You kind of have to make this, hey, I need this right now, so don't touch it. But like, it'll work. It works. It's a fun game. It's definitely one of those that you play for a few hours and then you can put it up because it's the same.
Yeah.
It's repetitive.
Mhm.
Grow some buy plants, plant it, water it, grow it, sell, and then there is an aquarium that you can get. That you can catch fish and put in the
Yeah,
fish in
but-
there. We haven't gotten there yet.
But like the fishing net is like 200 or
It's
500.
1,000 bunny.
Thousand
Carrots, that's what it is.
carrots.
Okay, so their currency is carrot.
The currency is
Yes.
carrots.
And they look.
Yes. Other than that, the other one I want to talk about a little bit, just mention is the alpha game that I found called Craftopia.
Oh yes, you were. We saw this on Game Pass.
I believe it's on Game. Yeah, it's on Game Pass. It is literally like when I first saw it, I was looking at it and I'm like, this is just like every video game possible. And I was making a joke and it continued. And I'm like, no, it actually is. And then you go into the description and they basically say, we want it to be every possible genre of video game ever. And they go through the list. It's a crafting game. It's a resource management game. It's a fighting dungeon crawler game. It's like kind of like Minecraft game. Survival. Like 7 days survival game.
RPG.
RPG. It literally, and there's racing. Apparently, there's cars eventually into it. There's also like a Tony Hawk game. There's like hoverboards that are in it. It is very literally every genre that you can think of, except for maybe sports. I didn't see
Yeah.
anything about sports,
Yeah, and
but
the images that I saw made it look like it was like a ripoff of Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
Like your character was even, well, at least in the screenshots, was even wearing like a blue tunic and everything.
Yeah.
It's like,
it's
my
got
God.
similar art style. But right out of the gate, you feel okay. This feels like Breath of. It's got a glider, right?
Yeah.
So it feels very much like it. But as soon as you get in, it's open world like Breath of the Wild, and then it progresses to something much more. And there's just everything there.
But do you
Hunting and stuff. You've got hunting in there.
good
do
gosh.
you remember Earth?
Yeah. Okay. So
Oh.
little spoiler, I guess, is the very beginning. You get this white screen with a red button. You can't do anything except press the red button, and then Earth explodes. I was playing the youngest one, Maris, and I let her press the button, and then I was like, "Look, Maris, you blew up the Earth." She's like, "Oh no, I'm sorry."
Oh, yeah,
Or,
she's like, oops, my bad.
"Oops, my that's what it is. Oops, my bad," or something like that. I was like, "Okay, that was funny." But that I just wanted to mention that because like it is in like alpha, I think.
Her character is purple.
Yeah, she's purple. I let her make the character. But it's in alpha and it's something that they're letting people test out. And I think if people give good, give feedback, there was some glitches, but
It's an alpha, it's,
as an alpha, you expect that.
Yeah.
So it works. I think it works out pretty well. It's a pretty fun game, or it seems like it could be a pretty fun game. So
all right. Well, I think we can go on to the topic for this week.
well, wait. Can we go to one more thing?
Sure.
I think there's a game that Dez would like to speak a little towards.
Oh yes.
Oh yes, the
This is a brand new game. It came out in 2011.
I've been busy raising a daughter and another daughter, so I kind of missed the beginning of this. I picked up Skyrim. We tend to watch a bit of the dualies on YouTube, and part of why we like to watch them is because Kat, the wife, is very much like me, and Jeremy, the husband, is very much like Eric. So their dynamic is really funny and just feels like we're watching the two of us play games together. So she decided to pick Skyrim back up, and this apparently is like her 5th run through of this
My
game.
goodness.
Yeah, she's played it a few times.
She's just got a little bit of experience. So I decided to go ahead and see how she plays this, and like as I'm watching, she's like, "Oh, and we are totally doing the museum." And then when you open the museum, you like bring in all of your artifacts, and then you get to just fill up the museum. Then you can go, you pick up cheese wheels and food from everywhere, and like you can just kind of collect what you want. And I was like, I could see how I could appreciate this game. And so Eric's like, it's for free. I can get you this game. So I decided to give it a shot. First day that I tried it, I was like, I don't know about this because I'm not a fan of the, well, you should know
And
styling.
the Elder Scrolls games kind of expect you to know a little bit about its mechanics.
Its mechanics and like, you know, it's open world gaming, like those gaming tropes that just a gamer should just know. They don't really hold your hand to those.
Yeah, like there's obviously your regular tutorial, like how do you hit, how do you dodge, but like that's kind of where it leaves it. And so like I am very much a very simple gamer. I like my puzzle games. I like my checklist games where like just give me a set of achievements to like run down and I'll get through it.
Heck yeah.
I'm very I'm very simple in that fact. So I am I've played 3 days now, and there's been a lot of why am I back here? Because I'll be going down the map and I think I'm going in the right direction, and I pull up the map. I'm like, how did I get on this side over here? And so I need to go to the right, and so I start going to the right, and I end up on the top of the mountain again. I'm getting very lost very quickly, and then like running into caves that I probably shouldn't be in.
Yeah,
that was a whole thing, and I had gotten so far into the cave that it was like, it's got to be almost done, but the boss that was at the end of it was way too hard for me. And then apparently there was also another guy in the room that I just was not able to handle. But I have become the Dragonborn. I have taken out 3 dragons and absorbed 3 souls. So at least I'm moving forward. So I'm
Progress.
given it a shot. I have opened my gallery, so my museum has gotten started. So it's at least getting some progress.
We can tell you really like the game because every other sentence is coming out of your mouth is like, hey guys, did you know I used to be an adventurer like you?
Took an arrow to the knee.
it's even funnier listen to her play when she's drinking, because she's got far more commentary. A lot of them like, what are you doing? I don't need you. Stop attacking me. Why are you hitting me? I don't understand. Let me run away. Stop it.
Well, then they get snippy with you. It's like, well, there was one person that came up to me and was like, did you know I fought a bear today? I was like, did you know I killed a dragon today?
I have it harder than you.
Right?
Oh, and then there's that one time where you're talking to that person, and then there was a guy that was mad at you and stabbing you while you're talking to that other person, and then once you're done with that conversation, the person you were talking to starts to kill you.
Yeah, that
And
was
you die.
unique.
Welcome to Bethesda games.
Right?
Like,
Never
why
know
am I
this.
getting hurt? There's a random guy with a sword. What happened? Why are you mad at me?
So, All right, I guess that's a good. I just wanted Des to talk about that because that's her first really open world game or different game than outside of like Pokemon or something of that nature. So we can go ahead and get into our topic.
Not quite a topic, but we figure we got everybody here. Last time we had a guest on, we did a little bit of a bracket. So we figured let's do another bracket with everybody. And this time we came through and we modified a little bit of a bracket I submitted to the Quick Save guys. And this one is on candy, but I'm going to let our bracket master describe what she has set up.
So this is the candy glitter bracket, and what by candy glitter, I am a dance teacher, been in the dance world for my life, and as anybody who deals with glitter understands, it gets everywhere.
It's like sand.
And it is very
Yes.
hard to clean up. So if it is scattered, you just kind of go. So we decided to go with different types of candies that are small. You don't like once you've opened the package, you have access to all of the candy and you can eat as much as you want. And if it were to get knocked on the floor, you would just go.
And these aren't individually wrapped. These are like you open the bag and you just they're there
You could,
for
like,
the taking.
handfuls,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like a bag of peanuts, but candy.
Yep, so
Yeah.
you open
Or a
and
bag
you
of
have
peanuts candy?
several of
For me, it is.
M&Ms.
Awesome.
So I took some liberties, and you guys will understand as we get there. But we'll get started here with some classics. I've got Pez versus Smarties.
Oh.
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 Smarties.
I-
Okay.
Smarties.
Genevieve?
What do you?
I was gonna go Pez because
That's
of
what
the
I was gonna
dispenser.
go.
Oh.
That's what
Okay,
I was
right out
gonna
of the
do.
gate we have an issue. Okay, so the when we have this tie, if no one's going to swap, then we need to have the master.
I think the bracket
game-
master.
the bracket
has
master,
has to
bring her opinion into it to break.
But
the
I
tie.
think that's going to be a last resort.
Yes.
We might be able to talk
We
it
could
through.
talk through it.
So let me ask: is the reason it's Pez because you get a little toy with it?
Exactly, it's 100% the reason.
And one, it's a dispenser, and two, they have what's more flavor.
How often does the Pez actually get to the dispenser?
This
Very
is
little.
also true.
What?
Mine always get to the dispenser.
Mine does.
I just eat it.
My dispenser just kind of sits there while I'm eating the Pez.
Mine always gets to the dispenser because I want to pull the head.
I want to kill it.
Okay, so we have, there seems to be an underlying reason as to why we like the Pez.
So in this scenario, because it's kind of like the packaging,
Yeah.
are we counting the packaging as part of the decision process?
So
Or are we just doing flavor, texture, and the like?
So I was actually going to step back and go. If I'm going to go with taste, it's Smarties. If I'm wanting something of the taste quality, a good taste, I would go Smarties over Pez because Pez is mild at best.
So I will say that the Pez candies do have a better fruity flavor,
That's why I like them better.
but there's something about a Smartie where I can have one or I can just shove the whole thing in my mouth.
I
And
think that
I'm
with the Pez too.
fine.
Well, it's just Smarties. They all taste the same, and they just
Is this true?
they look and kind of taste like chalk.
Yeah. And it might be why I like it.
Because it tastes like chalk.
Because they turn into powder.
Oh.
It definitely is a different texture.
Yeah.
Pez is a harder candy
Yeah.
than Smarties.
The
I
requirement
just-
to Pez to eat it is chewing. The requirement to Smarties is put it on your tongue and it'll go away.
Yeah. Or you break it
just
down a
don't-
couple of times and the next thing you know, it's just gone.
Yeah, exactly.
Pixie sticks are not on here.
Oh,
Oh.
well,
And I
Well-
guess I kind of could.
You could have.
And then Necco wafers.
Necco wafers.
What
I
are
didn't even think
those?
about those ones.
Well, see, that one's one that the
What
kids
are
wouldn't
those?
I
know.
have no idea.
Necco wafers. It's old school. They still have them. But
Yeah. It's more chalky and a larger disc.
I was actually going to say
version
it's
of, like,
basically a Smartie, but a larger disc.
Oh
A
wait,
thinner
are those,
disc.
A big
the
Smartie.
bigger ones that are.
They're wrapped
Yeah.
in like wax paper.
Looks like wax paper. It says
Yeah.
Neko.
Oh yeah, I think I've actually seen those in store.
But anywho's, those are not on our those are not on our bracket.
So I'm gonna go ahead and switch my vote to Smarties.
Mine.
Sounds like Smarties.
Yeah.
All right, Smarties takes the win.
What's-
All right, next we have Baby Bottle Pop versus Fun Dip.
Ooh.
Rude.
Fun Dip. I like the
Yeah.
the
Fun Dip.
white
The
stick.
white, the thick. Yeah, I was gonna.
Yeah.
Baby Bottle Pop's pretty cool, but I get tired of the flavor.
Yeah,
Of that.
I'm not a big fan of lollipops to begin with.
Yeah.
So
I see
coating
Fun
in
Dip.
sugar is not helping.
Yeah.
Fun dip.
Fun
I
dip.
don't-
Yeah,
I
I like
don't
the
have
fun
that.
dip.
Okay,
I think the
Fun
fun dip
Dip.
stick is what really sets it off. It's fun.
Yeah.
Two dip.
Well, and like
It's fun
I've
to dip.
seen Fun Dip can turn into a just eat the stick
Yeah.
and then
Oh yeah,
absorb
easily.
the powder.
Yeah.
Whereas you at one point with Baby Bottle Pop, like you abandoned kind of
The lollipop
Oh.
part.
Yeah, yeah. There is that time. I remember plenty of times where I just throw it all away because I'm like, I'm done with this flavor. I don't. It's so sharp
I
of
like
a
the
flavor.
powder, but then like you get tired of the lollipop flavor.
Oh,
but
yeah.
You never get tired of the vanilla stick.
Yeah, if that's
Probably.
vanilla, I guess it's vanilla.
That's
It's
what
just
it
white
says.
stick.
That's what
It could
says.
just be
It's
white
Katie
sugar flavor.
cigarettes.
Yeah, that's possible.
It's the only one I've had of the two, so
Oh,
I don't have an opinion.
Fun Dip.
I guess it's fun dip.
Win. All right, and we're gonna go a little old school again. Now this is original. I think it's Barks, BRACH, or whatever.
Oh,
Brock's.
the
The
tree?
Brock?
Brock's.
Oh,
Jelly beans versus dots.
So
wait.
So
Are you-
dots as
Yeah.
in the
I'd
gummy
rather-
one?
are we
Not the-
counting the Brock's dinosaur eggs? Because that's kind of their jelly beans too. It's just because I'll
No,
eat
like-
a bag
like
of those.
If you went to grandma's house and you saw,
I hate both.
You need both.
See, that's what I was about to say. Is I don't like either, but I like the dinosaur eggs.
All I can think of while you're saying dinosaur eggs is the oatmeal with those little hard candy dinosaurs.
And
Oh,
that,
that oatmeal's great.
so
It's
I think
great.
that oatmeal does have the Brock's dinosaur eggs.
Then
I
I,
think
would say the
that's-
Brock's, not the.
Yeah, I hate both of them equally.
If I see dots in like Halloween candy, I'm
I'm
Those
good.
tossing it.
Those are
aside.
trash.
Them
Those are
and
going
milk
to the
duds,
But
they
if
can
they
go in
were-
the same
But
trash
wait,
fire.
But if they were jujubes, I'm gonna
I'm saying Brock's.
Brock's.
The Brock's jelly beans.
by default.
I'm
Even
just
though-
going jelly
even
beans because
though
I,
hate
I
jelly
think
beans.
I think I know what these are, but I might not.
Show me the picture.
I don't even know what those are.
Yeah,
they're-
It's the yellow box.
The yellow box usually like red and green.
I end up
and
snatching them from everybody.
black.
Yes, I don't remember.
maybe that's why nobody, another kids like it because they never get a chance to taste it.
What? I
I
never get a
still
chance.
That's
like
okay.
Yeah.
You're not missing much.
Yeah, so much. All right, next bracket.
Well,
Anyways.
something's got to go anyway, so this will eventually go out. All right, next round: Pop Rocks versus Nerds.
Oh,
I was
Nerds.
about to
Pop
just interrupt
Rocks.
you and say Pop Rocks, but like, oh wait.
Pop Rocks.
Nerds.
Pop Rocks. Definitely. I eat too many nerds, and then I'm like, I have a stomach ache. But then once you eat Pop Rocks, it
okay.
settles on my tongue.
Hmm.
I'm gonna go with Nerds. I like Nerds better than Pop Rocks.
Nerds just I can't. I love them, but like too much sugar.
See, I can eat
After-
boxes. I can eat boxes of Nerds. I can't eat
I could.
pouches of Pop
I
Rocks.
can I can eat Pop.
I think I'm gonna go with Pop Rocks just because of the what would you call it? You don't
Sensation?
get it so often.
The sensation.
Novelty?
Yeah, kind of the novelty, I guess,
Okay.
maybe. Or
Sensation.
The popping
The
rocks.
scarcity, like you
scarcity, the
don't-
rarity, because it's very rarely that I find a bag or get a thing of Pop Rocks.
That's
and when I
true.
do, I'm usually enjoying it because of the sensation of the popping and everything. Whereas nerds, I can kind of get that at any time.
It's true.
And that also goes along with your like Smarties versus Pets. You like the ability to dissolve.
Yeah.
Whereas Pop Rocks, put it on your tongue, it dissolves away. You don't have to
Right.
action of chewing it. Versus nerds, you have to chew those to go down.
And sometimes
the Pets,
and sometimes I like it when I do chew it because I put because sometimes I take a Pop Rock, I put it between my teeth, and then I bite it, and it just like goes just dies.
All right, so that's 2 Pop Rocks, 1 nerds. Keegan. Where
Nerds.
you at? Nerds.
Nice
All right, another
mom.
50-50.
I just like the Pop Rocks because of the sensation, but I like the nerds because they're easy to eat and they taste amazing.
All right, so yours is flavor. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mine is flavor, rarity, like Uncle Ed, and sense.
Gotcha. All right, well,
I just
50-50.
wish they had bigger bags. Put them in a box like nerds.
There you go.
Yes,
Perfect.
like,
All right, Master of Ceremonies.
it goes with Pop Rocks. I'm sorry.
yay.
Nerds, one of the main flavors is grape.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah.
And as
And
we all know,
strawberry
she's not
tastes
fond of
exactly
grape.
Like
All
it.
right, so now as you've noticed, all of these have been in the fruity category.
Right?
I did not forget about chocolate.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Junior
M&Ms?
mints
Mm.
versus snow caps.
Junior
Okay.
mints.
Snow caps.
Snow caps?
Snow caps can go to garbage. I hate
Snow
those
caps
things.
are
No,
amazing.
They're
No.
amazing.
No.
They're amazing.
Wrong is you're no,
Well, I
more
don't
wrong.
really
If,
Should not be
if
any
I
wrong.
want something minty and small, I'm going to go get a peppermint patty or I'm going to go get Andy's mints. I'm
Yeah.
not reaching for
Junior mints.
junior mints.
I'm reaching for junior
Yeah,
mints.
I'm not because
They usually end up melted in the box anyway.
Plus, I don't really like York mint, so I can understand.
You open mint patties?
Yeah.
Okay,
I
yeah,
don't
that makes
really like
sense.
those.
You don't have a mint. You don't have a mint.
But
I hate mint.
Mentality.
You hate mint. Okay, this is seeming bad for me. So I'm guessing you're going with snow caps.
Yes.
Snow caps. Well, snow caps it is.
I think
Well,
I've had snow cans, but I don't actually remember.
Yeah,
Snow
I
caps.
almost had a
Yeah.
box of them.
Yeah, it's the chocolate non-Pirellis. I think is what the
Yeah.
Yeah.
called
Like
Pirellis or whatever.
Pearls?
the bigger ones.
Diamond and pearl?
Yeah.
So it's basically just a chocolate kiss with
Little crunchy.
Little-
crunchies on top.
Yeah.
White. It's a sugary
Yeah.
comfort. Yeah. Which 100%
sprinkles.
screams up your alley, Keegan. So it's snow caps.
I mean, you used to literally just take a spoon and take a bucket of sprinkles and go.
Right. However wrong you guys are, it is snow caps.
Oh, one of my pictures went away. Okay. Sugar babies versus
The other one.
Milk duds.
Milk duds.
Milk.
I object.
I hate
Objection,
sugar.
sir.
Sugar babies
That was
are
the best.
disgusting.
I tried to keep like similar ones together, so then they had to.
They're both the same thing. They're both bad.
Milk duds just have that less.
They have chocolate on it.
Yeah, they
That's
have.
it.
They have the chocolate on it. And
You want a
they
milk
have-
dud? Dip your sugar baby in chocolate.
Yeah.
It's
No,
gross.
To me, like the sugar babies, they're just like their caramels. For some reason, more disgusting than the milk.
There's something about that type of caramel candy where it's way too oily.
Yeah.
And the milk dud exemplifies that for some reason or another. I just don't like it. I can eat the chocolate off of it, but then the chocolate even becomes super oily.
Mhm.
And I just gotta go bleh.
I dislike both of them with a passion because I'm not a caramel person. I hate caramel.
Caramel is delicious.
Had to give caramel a fair
Yeah,
shot.
I understand.
okay?
I understand.
It's a
I
32 bracket.
I love caramel. Caramel is in other things that I do love. I do not like that caramel.
Yeah.
It's too
Um,
hard and oily.
Yes.
yeah, I would go with milk dud, but they're both equally crap.
Milk dud because that's the only thing I've had out of the two.
Okay.
Again.
Yeah, you're
I've
right. I
had
don't
a
think you've
sugar
had
daddy,
sugar
The
baby.
lollipops.
So yeah, I was
Worst
gonna
thing
say the
ever.
sugar baby is just the
It's
non-lollipop
like
version.
Yeah.
it's like a chewy version.
Yeah,
Yeah.
chewy. My butt.
Yeah, it's like a Jolly Rancher, but
Oh.
slightly less.
Or as
Hard.
Grandma would say, our mom, chewing my foot.
Yeah.
It's a funny story about that. We've always said that, right? We've always heard that. Me and Ed, and
Yeah.
we've always heard that. My foot. I said it one time, and Des went, "Yo, what?" I'm like, chewing my foot, or whatever, my foot, and she's like, "What does that mean?" Apparently, it's a thing we said in our family.
Hey, every family has some sort of weird,
My
saying.
bad. Well, so my dad's one was, I'm about ready for a new slipper.
It didn't
And
get
see,
that one.
I don't get that.
I didn't get
Neither
that
do
one
I.
for a little while.
And then Miss Danielle said that like whenever a food is like
Oh.
really good, you stuck your foot in that.
Like, what?
What?
Well,
It was so good you put your foot in it.
Wouldn't that make it bad? though?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a compliment.
is it like putting a ring on it?
I
I
guess.
don't know.
I don't know.
It's
I
a
don't know.
southern form of Beyonce.
Yeah. If you liked it, you really should have put a foot in it.
Anyway, off
So-
topic.
So Milk Dud took
So
it.
Milk Duds get no foot. Not for
so,
me.
right. So wait, I said Milk Duds. What did you say, Genevieve?
Milk.
Milk
Milk.
Duds. Keegan. Milk Duds.
Yes.
Okay, so Milk Duds took it.
I
All right.
abstain.
I'm neutral. I
Objection.
don't.
This is
I had to
false.
have a couple brackets that were kind of throwaways, and I just wanted to see where this one would have gone, and I loved it. All right, Raisinets
Ooh.
versus Whoppers.
Whoppers,
Whoppers.
whoppers,
Whoppers.
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 I love Raisinets.
Waffles.
I hate
Raisinets are good.
They're disgusting.
Whoppers
But
are fun.
Whoppers
What's
are
a
better.
raisin?
Whoppers are
I love that malted.
Yes.
malted
Is-
milk ball. I don't even care. You
Though.
just
You
eat
can
the whole
eat them
entire
two different
box.
ways. You can just let them sit in your mouth and evaporate, or you can chew them and it's like.
Right. It's like
What I do is I suck off the
chocolate.
chocolate,
Uh huh.
and then I just like kind of suck / chew the malted milk ball because it's just
Yeah,
It's so good.
delicious.
it's so good.
It is just. I need to let it last.
And then by default, by proxy, the robin's eggs are very
Yes.
good.
Yes,
Robin's
it
eggs.
is delicious. But it's hard not to bite into the milk.
That is my
Yeah.
malted
favorite.
Ah.
Mine's
Yeah.
probably
The
Peeps.
Robin's eggs.
Second to cream eggs.
Yeah, Cadbury
Ew.
cream eggs.
Ew,
Mm.
no.
But I'm not an egg person.
An egg in general. She's not a big egg, like actual chicken egg
Why-
person. So
Why don't they make
chocolate chicken eggs? I don't.
no
what do you-
chocolate cordial cherries in the shape of eggs?
Not very excellent.
Like you've
Basic-
got the Reese's that are in
Oh.
like
Hey,
Christmas tree shape.
Yeah.
a Cadbury, because I know some people from Cadbury definitely listen to this podcast.
Just put a cherry in
Put
there
a cherry in there.
because that's essentially a chocolate covered cherry.
Yeah.
I don't like.
A cordial cherry.
I
It,
don't- I don't like. I hate the artificial cherry
Yeah.
taste. So I'm like,
Yeah.
whenever someone gives me like a cherry,
a lot of
flavored
people do
filled with,
dislike.
Porky cherries.
Those are actual. Supposed to be actual
I
cherries.
know.
They're like
but, like-
pickled.
Sugar
I know,
pickles.
I know, but like the weird artificial cherry, I just hate it because like it tastes so pasty and it just one is really sweet and two it
Yeah.
just doesn't taste good. And like, people are like, cherry's my favorite flavor. I'm like, it's artificial and it is disgusting. How?
Great.
Hot takes
It is
on cherries.
artificial.
That is disgusting.
Disgusting.
We got some hot takes on cherries and grapes.
The original is great. When you turn it into a fake flavor,
It's
no.
disgusting.
The artificial, not so much. All right, so
Like,
we did.
So Whoppers?
So Whoppers.
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 It was
All
Whoppers.
right.
All right,
Purr.
next.
Last one on this side. Okay, this is the only. I think this is the only one that goes one fruit and one chocolate.
Okay,
Mike and Ike originals
it's disgusting.
Yeah, agreed.
versus Kit Kat minis.
Kit Kat
Kat.
minis.
Kit Kat
Kat
minis.
What? There's no contest.
There's no contest there.
There is no contest.
You put a number 1 seed against the number 900 seed.
Yeah.
Hey, shut your face! I like me some Mike and Ike.
I don't.
That's like saying Good and Plenty's. I didn't put Good and Plenty's on here.
They're all the same.
No,
Nope,
See,
Good
the-
and Plenty's are nasty.
So on the back of the Mike and Ike's box, there's 2 steps. It's step 1, open. Step 2, dump in
dumping
trash.
trash.
Yes.
Yeah,
That is a.
That is a clean, clear victory.
That's what the Good and Plenty's are.
At least I've had both of these ones this time.
Right.
So we do
Okay.
the whole side and then we go to the other one.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So now we're back up to the top. Smarties versus Fun Dip.
Smarties.
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 I'm going with Smarties. Yeah.
Mm,
Fun Dip's fun, but I think if I
Fun Dip is broken up Smarties.
I can eat more Smarties. If you gave me the equal like ounceage weight, whatever of
I could take a
Each.
bag of Smarties and bang it against the wall. And now I got
Now
Fun Dip.
Fun Dip, just without the stick.
Well, in Smarties, you don't have to finish. Now, I know it doesn't happen this way, but you don't have to finish the roll.
That is true.
You can
true.
rewrap and come back to it
I
later.
I
whereas a
have done
Fun
that
Dip,
before, and it was separated.
The
Well,
Fun Dip,
sometimes-
you
Fun
Dip's
open
a one
it,
and done.
you're
Well,
kind of screwed.
Yeah.
I kind of
Any
read it,
moisture that
Especially
gets
if
in
you
there.
leak
I kind of
and
wanted
lick
to
and
choose
go.
Fun Dip
Yep.
now, but the only reason why I kind of wanted to change mine to Fun Dip.
Okay.
And the reason why is because like sometimes I'm like I can't eat the rest of this, so I put the stick in with the powder, and then I like bunch it up together so that like the stick is just
Oh, I
only
see.
the stick is popping out, and then like maybe tape it or something so that it stays, and that's
I mean, there's ways of
But it's so good.
saving it, yes, but it's not Smarties. The only negative I have with Smarties, and this is just me being me, is that they come in odd rows.
Yeah,
So if you
I
eat
don't
2 by
really-
2, trust me,
Oh,
I know this.
yeah.
If you eat 2s, which I do, you always have one left at the end.
yeah like wait,
So
I'll
I
eat.
have to eat two rolls of Smarties.
I mean, yeah, I get it. I don't tend to have that problem because they open up and go. Blah.
No.
I just eat it all at once.
I also eat M&Ms by colors, two
yeah
colors. So
I
I
do
always
that.
try to grab enough for two browns or 2 yellows or whatever. Match the colors.
yeah
Alrighty. The Jelly Bean versus Pop Rock.
Pop
Pop
Rocks.
Rocks.
Pop Rocks.
Pop rocks.
I feel like that was
There's no explanation.
Yep. Snow Caps versus Milk Duds.
Snow Cap.
Snow
No
Caps.
caps.
Get rid of it. Get rid of that milk dud.
Get that out of here.
Those are flavors I
All
don't
right,
remember.
this is gonna be a tough one. The Whoppers versus Kit Kat.
Kit Kat.
Kit Kat.
Whoppers.
Oh, no.
Oh no.
Whoppers.
Oh no.
Kit Kat.
Kit Kat.
Oh no.
Say
I love both.
Whoppers. Say Whoppers.
Okay. I love you, Genevieve. But it's Kit Kat.
Rude.
It's
The malted
is.
milk ball is the best part.
It is. But the Kit Kat has the
Kat makes-
crunch with that wafer that
But
I
the Kit Kat, I can't eat too many Kit Kats because it makes my stomach feel uneasy.
Mhm.
And I'm like,
Okay.
just too sugary.
not saying
This
you're
is-
wrong.
This is too sugary. I don't know
Not
why they
discounting
make-
your opinion.
Not
but
discounting
why
it.
Sugar's
does the chocolate? Why do they have to make the chocolate so? Wee wee.
Well,
Chocolate is sugary.
Wee wee.
It's because it's candy.
But they
Yeah,
make
I
it
gotta go
extra
Kit Kat.
sugary.
The Kit Kat bites. So
Smarties versus Pop Rocks.
Pop rock.
Pop rocks.
yeah, Pop Rocks. Yeah, I
That
have.
was quick.
That's fun. It's more fun.
Snow Caps versus Kit Kat.
Kit Kat.
Kit
Kit
Kat.
Kat.
No cap.
someone,
Guys.
someone doesn't like Kit Kat.
Don't understand.
Don't understand the plight that Genevieve has here.
Alright.
Oh no.
And the winner of this side, Pop Rocks versus Kit Kat.
Kit Kat.
Kit Kat.
Kit Kat.
I would love
Give
Pop
me a
Rocks and
piece
some
of that
Kit Kat.
Kit Kat.
Pop
Right?
Rocks.
That'd be like a Pop Rock Crunch.
Oh, I'd be
you-
interested in combining
If
the
you
two.
could do the wafer, then the Whopper milk center, and then top the Kit Kat with some Pop Rocks, I'd have the
I would eat
perfect
it.
little candy.
No,
I would eat it.
I'm not.
I kind of.
I say
I'm going to go Pop Rocks.
I'm going.
I actually think Pop Rocks is more fun. I love Kit
Yeah.
Kat.
Oh yeah, no, I don't disagree with that.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Pop Rocks. I like Pop
I'm
Rocks.
just going off the taste and whatnot. I'm
Yeah,
not
I
going
just
off like
I
how fun
like
it is when
the
it's
chocolate wafer of a Kit Kat.
the kick. Food.
It's also more glittery. To the topic.
I say
Wow.
Pop Rocks.
Now these are the Kit Kat minis unwrapped.
That
so
bite.
Right.
that
It's a different-
They're
when you
little
open
bites
the
that-
bag, it's not. So you're missing out on the Kit Kat sensation of giving a break.
Yes.
I don't care about that.
Yeah, I don't do those.
I'm good without that.
I am the type of person that if I'm lazy,
I'm just gonna eat
I will bite the whole bar. I don't care.
I just eat it.
Rude.
But I
I-
prefer to break it off.
I would rather break. I would rather break it than eat it, but I will just eat it. I don't.
So
Really
we got
care
a
about
50-50
snapping
again?
it.
Yeah, sounds like a fitty fitty.
All right.
Kit Kat.
Five
All right.
rocks.
That's one side. I guess.
That is one side of the conference.
All right. Now, this is where it gets into the nitty gritty.
Uh-oh.
No.
How rude.
Interrupting
My
us.
phone decided to jump out. All right.
Didn't like that decision.
Milk chocolate M&Ms
Okay.
Okay.
versus M&M minis.
Oh.
Milk chocolate M&Ms.
What's the
M&M
difference?
minis.
Minis.
Not enough. There's
No,
not
not
enough there.
What's the difference?
Like I will down
Smaller.
one canister, and I'm like,
I need more. This
you
was not
can
a bag.
get them in a family size bag now.
that seems like too much now.
Not enough. Too much.
There is no in between.
Can we get like
Half bag.
like one of those mini soda cans full of it?
Mini soda cans.
Just drink it. There you go.
Yeah, see, that's like the regular size bag of like a family
M&M,
size
yeah.
M&Ms, and I think I would rather take that bag than the minis.
Yeah. I always saw the minis as like M&M poop.
Sure,
That is
You-
just rude.
although
I'm
M&M minis are great for baking.
They are good for
yes,
baking.
they are.
M&M minis are better.
We've done that with pancakes.
I'm going with regular M&Ms. No
Regular
problem.
I'll just go. Yeah, regular
Mini.
M&Ms.
Okay.
This is why me and Genevieve hate each other.
That's not true.
I
You guys
You
don't hate each other.
Yes, we
No. Correction. She hates me.
Correction. Okay.
Correction. Here. I sit corrected.
I love you. All right,
Who?
here we go. Peanut M&Ms
Mhm.
Peanut M&Ms.
versus peanut butter M&Ms.
Peanut
Peanut
M&Ms.
peanut butter.
Peanut? What?
There's no contest.
No,
It's peanut M&Ms.
peanut, yeah.
Because if you were to have peanut butter M&Ms, all you're thinking is, man, I wish these were Reese's.
No, see, I'm thinking, man, I wish this was a peanut M&M.
I mean that too, but
Peanut butter.
in that regard, if you're having peanut butter
Peanut butter.
M&Ms, the only thing you're thinking is this
Peanut
isn't Reese's Pieces.
So
I guess peanut.
3 peanut and 1 peanut butter.
Let's go peanut, yeah.
Don't just.
What are you looking for? Yeah.
What are
Actually,
you looking
think
for?
of what you want.
Yeah, what do you like?
If you-
Don't
if I
just
had-
be a sheep.
Right. If I had 2
Don't-
bags and it was peanut M&Ms and peanut butter M&Ms, which one would you grab? Which
There
would
are
you grab?
2 things
Both.
you don't do.
No, we'll only
Because
I
grab
have
one.
an opinion.
There's 2 things you don't do in one of these types of brackets. Don't be the instigator and just say, well, everybody else likes it, so I won't.
Right.
And don't be the person that just agrees with everything.
See-
What's in your heart? Follow your heart.
Follow your candy heart.
That's why I'm here.
Candy
I'm
hearts.
the odd person.
Is there candy hearts in here? Oh, okay.
Thank goodness.
Don't follow your candy heart. Is that in here?
A candy heart is just a heart shaped Smarty.
Smarty.
So by
But man,
default,
those white ones are so good.
I like the yellow.
I like the I love you ones. They taste
Oh, the
better.
conversation heart.
Conversation. Yeah.
Have I had the peanut ones?
Peanut butter?
Yes.
Or
No, the
peanut
peanuts.
M&Ms? Peanut
You've
M&Ms?
had
Yes, you've
both.
had peanut M&Ms.
I don't
It's literally
remember.
got a peanut
the
in
white.
there.
It's the yellow bag.
The yellow bag.
The yellow bag?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're ovals instead of circles.
And when you have one, you're like, man, these are delicious.
No.
I have no idea.
No.
You say peanut butter.
What do you think?
Which one?
Peanut butter?
Peanut
All
butter?
right,
You guys peanut butter?
Going with peanut butter.
All right.
Yes. Peanut butter it is.
Blasted.
Yeah.
Well, that's okay because if Reese's Pieces come up,
You know what we're choosing.
Reese's Pieces.
All right. Next, you'll see the theme on this side.
Chocolate.
We'll see.
Small, tiny smidgets.
Midgets?
You have to have the
Alright.
brownie.
M&Ms.
You have to have the
Regular Skittles
uh huh. All right,
versus
sit down.
berry Skittles.
Berry.
Berry.
Crap.
Regular Skittles.
Regular Skittles. I don't.
Red bag versus the
Just
purple bag.
Purple.
Purple.
I don't mind any Skittles.
Because
So
I
like,
like-
to
I'll
me,
eat- I'll eat any
whether
Skittles.
whatever flavor they are, I don't care. They're
I like the pink
chewy,
ones. I
fruity
like the
flavors.
pink and blue ones.
So I would go with like the default
I
and just
go-
say the berry ones, they're default.
I like the
the
berry ones because it has
What,
the
not
pink
coconut,
and
the
blue.
island themed
The pink
ones,
and the blue.
they're default.
See, I would go. I like the original, and instead of the berry, I would go with the tropical sour ones.
I also
Sure.
hate the sour.
Oh,
Over that.
Yeah.
Skittles
I'm not a big
sour.
fan of sour.
I
Yeah,
think I
Skittles
prefer
sours.
Skittles sour over regular Skittles.
But
But,
the-
I
the-
also like sour.
The berry ones are. There's not a whole lot of difference in my
Oh,
opinion.
I hope
from
there's some sour things.
Oh.
sweet.
Warheads.
No, sour.
Sour.
Warheads don't work because
They don't count.
warheads
They're individually
are
packaged.
individually wrapped.
They
no,
are.
they can be
Yeah.
in a whole entire bag.
But they're individual.
But
They're
They're
individually wrapped.
Typically, yeah.
No.
I see what
Typically
you're saying.
they're
They
Typically,
can
they're-
be just like out toxic waste. Don't have to be wrapped.
true, but
I feel like
they're not on there.
They probably,
Yeah.
they probably would just combine
I
together.
agree.
Me,
Just because of the
say
sugar coating, the way that they do.
Yeah.
So it's another 50-50, huh?
So
Berry.
I'm going
Oh.
What was that? You going what?
original.
Original.
All
I mean,
right.
honestly, I like both.
Geezer candy.
Reese's Pieces
Uh-oh.
versus Reese's Mini Cups Unwrapped.
Reese's Pieces. The cups.
Pieces.
No.
Wait, the mini cups unwrapped?
Unwrapped.
The mini,
so
like the
if
small
it's
ones.
the one
I
I'm
like.
thinking of, they're like
So
the
they're
little
even
tiny.
tinier.
Yeah,
than-
even
Yeah.
smaller.
There's a
Okay.
lot of chocolate.
Yeah, that
The ratio
is
is
bad.
off.
Reese's Pieces.
The mini Reese's.
Is Reese's Pieces.
But Reese's Pieces would have won anyway.
It's just because the ratio of chocolate to that. Because I've had those little mini.
They're not.
Again,
they don't
those
have
are
Micros,
good for
if you
baking.
would.
They don't have enough
Yeah.
peanut butter.
There's
Just
not
like
enough
yeah,
peanut butter.
there's
yeah.
not enough.
Sorry, Keegan.
My thumb is bleeding.
Oh.
Right. Sour Patch Kids
Ugh.
versus the big Sour Patch Kids.
Oh.
What? They have big what?
The tropical ones.
They have
Sour-
big ones?
So they have big. Yes, they have big ones. We had a whole bag of them. They are twice the size.
Neither.
And so the ratio is different.
So I guess this falls on my shoulders. 'cause
I guess
I'm
the
it
small
the
does.
ones.
sour aficionado, and I'm going to say the regular one.
Yeah, I'm small.
Well,
I'd rather just
sour-
snack on it than try to eat a big.
I
Because
agree.
the bigger ones are chewier. So like the regular ones are a harder gummy than the bigger ones.
So does it say much about me if I were to put one of the Sour Patch Kids in my mouth when all the sour was gone?
Spit it
I would
out?
spit it out.
Yeah, that's exactly what I do.
It says that you have a good taste.
Yeah.
I like the sour.
I
Not the
If
gummy.
I mean, I
Yes,
will eat the
No.
the gummy part,
I
but
usually give just like we had some Sour Patch Kids at our house. Want some, Brianna?
I'm picking the original because they're smaller.
No.
Original. Yeah.
original.
Original.
All right.
Oregano?
Oregano?
Yes.
Mini Starburst Unwrapped versus Mini Starburst Unwrapped Reds.
Oh,
Red
mini
is-
Starburst
What's
unwrapped.
the
Unwrapped.
I'll
The
take the-
Reds has the strawberry, watermelon, like all the red or pink flavors.
All the
So there was 3 flavors.
the
Oh.
regular.
So it has, like,
'cause
So the
it has
regular.
different
lemon.
flavors.
Yeah.
I will
So there's
go with
no lemon
regular
or
because
Regular,
I like
'cause it has the
lemon.
lemon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the
I
lemon.
like the lemon.
I prefer variety in this sense.
There you go. Variety. More variety.
Because there's like 3 in the reds.
Not enough.
Now,
Yeah.
don't be obnoxious with what's coming up. 'Cause I know you will be.
That face.
I don't know what you're talking about. I can assume I know what is going
Almond
to come
joy?
up.
Don't say anything.
Mini red Swedish fish or the regular size variety colors like green, yellow, orange.
Wait, Swedish fish come in other colors?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a
Yes.
bag of those.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they do.
The mini ones because they have less.
Honestly, the minis, so I can shove more in my mouth at a time.
I would go with minis because I fully hate Swedish fish. So like the
Same.
smaller amount of Swedish
Minis,
fish.
because red's the only color I know.
That's the only color. That's the only color I know.
Wait,
the
so
blood of
wait,
the fish.
And then last, we have Jujubes versus Juji Fruit.
I hate both.
Jujubes.
Jujubes, because I don't know the other.
We'll go with Jujubes because
Yeah.
they're both chewy candy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're both. I
They
dislike both.
Most of the time I've had them, they've been hard as rock.
I mean, yeah, you let them sit in the little box.
Yeah.
They come in long enough, and it's either one giant piece or individual little pebbles.
Stones.
Yeah, basically.
Alrighty, so back at the top, we got regular M&Ms versus peanut butter.
Regular.
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 Oh, all right. That was a hard yes.
My poor regular Skittles.
Skittles.
Reese's Pieces.
Skittles.
Reese's Pieces.
Dang it. I'm outvoted.
Sour Patch Kids versus the mini Starburst.
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 Yeah. I don't like Sour Patch Kids, so yeah. I think that might be a consensus in this 4 set here.
Yeah,
Starburst.
I like this. I like the sour. I don't like really the gummy part.
Yeah.
Now, if they put sour on the Starburst.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Oh.
There.
There are sour Starbursts?
Yeah, I think there are.
All right. I'm thinking.
I had to contain the amount of the same type
Flavoring.
of candy, but versus flavors.
Right.
The Swedish fish versus the jujube.
Swedish fish.
Swedish fish.
Ah,
Say
man.
Juju.
The Jujube, the smaller. I don't like either, so the less of it I can have.
Yeah.
The better.
It's the better.
Miss.
All right, I think I know which one this is going.
Oh, this is like my childhood right here. I literally used to get the 5-pound box of mini Swedish fish for my birthday and for Christmas every year, and I would finish the box before Christmas. So if you know, my birthday is the end of November, so there's a thing. But Christmas, I would also get a box of jujubes, and if you get the right box,
The right box. All other boxes.
they're
are
not
garbage.
solid as a rock and break in half.
I always get the
So
solid
I
ones.
think
Oh.
I'm gonna have to go Swedish fish because they, at any stage, are kind of a similar experience.
No, they
whereas
get
jujube
stale.
goes from chewy to
Yeah, but
salt.
the jujube still tastes good. But when the Swedish fish stay there, the outside shell gets really it gets hard and then it tastes stale. No, you don't.
You massage your fish.
You've never seen me do this?
Nope, I actually
do.
haven't. I may be your son, but I've never seen that happen.
Well, there you go. Massage the fish.
Mhm.
Take a roller.
It's step 3 on the back of the
2.5.
So, M&M's versus Reese's Pieces.
Reese's Pieces.
Reese's Pieces. No, M&M's.
Reese's Pieces.
Ooh, I like M&M's better.
If it were peanut M&M's, I may have a harder decision, but it's not. It's Reese's Pieces.
I've got to go.
It's
I'm going with
M&Ms.
M&M's. I got to go with M&M's. I like Reese's Pieces, but I like chocolate. I like the M&M's better.
It's just your
It's just
product.
an opinion.
Shell is
Yeah.
delicious. Second.
Bracket Master. It's 50-50.
I'm gonna have to go M&M's.
Yes!
Because Reese's Pieces has a film to it.
Aha! Yes, that film, the same film that we had with the
Oh no!
Cereal.
Don't
Duds.
no. You don't invoke the oily mess that is a milk dud.
no. I was not invoking the milk dud, the name that shall not be said, which I've just said. No, I'm talking
We
about
don't
the
talk about
cereal
the milk.
bracket that we had. There's
Oh.
the Reese's Peanut Butter Puffs had that.
Yeah.
You get that film, that same.
Yeah, I
kind of,
still don't get it.
I
but-
did.
It's definitely that candy coating is different.
right.
It is. The candy
Yeah.
shell is different.
Is different.
Candy is different than cereal. Who knew?
M&M's.
All right.
Starburst versus Swedish fish.
Starburst.
Swedish
Starburst.
fish.
Wait. That's
Starburst.
one. That's 3
Starburst.
Starbursts, 1
Dang
Swedish
it.
fish. Yep.
What is it with you?
Mommy likes Swedish.
I know I was talking to Keegan.
Oh, everyone likes. I mean,
Everyone
Everyone
has
likes
My
different.
child, he's allowed to like it.
Maybe
anything else will be on some.
All right, M&M's versus Starburst.
M&Ms.
M&Ms.
M&M's.
Well, that's 3 M&Ms. It kind of doesn't matter what you
Yeah.
say.
All right.
I have no idea.
The final tier. M&M's versus Pop Rocks.
Pop Rocks.
M&Ms.
Crap.
You give me a bag of both, I'm grabbing the M&Ms.
I'm grabbing. the
Yeah,
Pop Rocks.
that's If you just put both of them in front of me, I'm grabbing the M&Ms.
Honestly,
Yeah.
yeah, M&M's.
I think
Rude.
I think what boils down there is
I say
less of
Pop
a
Rocks.
mess. It's just easier to eat.
Well, the thing is, if you put it in your hand, the colors get all over your hand. You have to wash your hands 5 times just to get it out.
But I'm not holding M&Ms in
Now,
my
did
hand for
you
that
lick
long.
your hands?
No,
That's the question. Are your hands
they
wet
sit in your
beforehand?
hand and then they melt.
I will
Why
say,
are they sitting in your hand that long?
right?
She is not
She
wrong.
was.
The heat from your hand,
Will
or
melt,
if you
yeah.
have like let's say a slightly
damp.
wet hand,
Yeah.
the candy coating will melt. So when they say melts in your mouth, not in your hand, which I think is
It's not the full
not the
saying.
full saying, but what they're saying is the chocolate
Doesn't
won't
Inside,
melt in your
yeah.
hand, but the candy shell it will.
Yeah.
But
But it's
that's
the
why
dye.
I just do that.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah,
pour it
I
out of
eat
the
it.
bag in my mouth.
It's the dye that
I
that
just scoop
comes
and
off,
eat.
Yeah.
Like, I don't worry about like just holding them.
Yeah,
for
I
no
just
apparent
rip the
reason.
bag open and just pour it in my mouth.
Whenever I eat M&Ms, I
But
always
not
have
the
a
peanut
table.
ones. The peanut ones I will eat one at a time.
They're big enough.
I don't think there's ever been a candy that's like just scattered like that I eat one at a time, or anything really. So M&Ms.
Yeah. M&Ms.
M&M's takes it.
Woo!
I'm sad.
I mean,
Hi, sad. I'm
Hey,
Kegan.
I've been sad from the beginning.
Whoppers would have taken the lead, but apparently not.
I mean, I could. I wouldn't be.
I mean, as long as we're in agreement that Reese's Pieces was the actual winner, I think we're
No.
okay.
No.
it's Skittles. Gotta be
it's
Skittles.
hard to beat an
A Reese's
original.
Pieces, yeah.
That is true. Yeah. I thought
no.
Skittles was an original.
No.
See, also Reese's Pieces is tied into E.T. and
Oh,
Ah, that is
Well,
true.
really?
The
Yeah.
only reason was because
They
M&Ms
leave a
didn't
trail
want to.
of Reese's Pieces to get him to go into the closet.
well, the only reason was because M&Ms didn't want to, so they had to make up their own candy.
What? I'm confused.
It's a creep.
It's creepy candy. Yeah. So if you don't, I mean, obviously you don't know. Me and Des do not like E.T.
Extraterrestrial
It's creepy,
stink.
and I don't understand how it's a kids movie.
It's odd.
It makes no sense to
Yeah.
me. It's the creepiest little alien thing, and
It can go die in a fire for all I care.
yeah, really, I'm okay with that.
I'm fine up until he gets sick in the river. That's it.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah,
He
it's
turns
sort of like
white.
ghost white.
Ghost white. That's really what. Yeah,
Yeah.
ghost white.
It's
That's-
it's
that's where it gets-
unsettling.
It makes me look reminds me of like a slug that's dying. It's weird. I don't like it.
I did like, however, so I had to, when I turned 16, I had not really seen the movie all the way through, and I did not want to. But when the year we turned 16 is the year that they came out with the editor's cut where
Or
they
the
added
director's.
in the director's cut where they added in like missing scenes because like some anniversary for it.
Right.
And my older brother goes, so you need to either watch this movie, like go to the theater and see it with me, or I will be purchasing it for you for your birthday. And so I had to go to the movie theater and watch that movie in the theater. And they had one of the added scenes was him in a bathtub blowing bubbles, and that was adorable.
Oh.
Because he like sinks down into the water. It's
Oh,
after he gets
yeah.
drunk, so
Drunk
he's
or
all
what?
loopy.
He's like,
And then Elliot's trying to like calm him down, and he's, I guess, heard that getting in a shower after you had something to drink can help get you sober. So Elliot gets him in the bathtub, and he slinks down under the water and just starts blowing bubbles. That was cute.
I have
Yeah.
not
But
seen either of these, but that
I
sounds
still got to the part where he gets sick in the river, and my hands went over my eyes, and I watched the rest of the movie through the crease of my fingers. So I did not get it as a birthday.
So hot takes on ET.
Hot take on ET.
funny.
If you haven't seen it by now,
Right?
I haven't seen
Don't.
it, so I'd rather not.
if you haven't seen it, don't.
If you haven't seen it, keep your sanity and don't watch it.
Here's a really
That's what I'm hearing.
good hint. Just don't.
Well,
Gotta go.
well, speaking of things that look like slugs and are cute, is this transition to the end. So thank you for joining us today. If you haven't yet, go and click on that subscribe button. You know, the one right down there that you see,
The big red
or
thing.
maybe you don't see because you're on a phone, but just click on it. Hey, did you know that we're on YouTube as well? You can go click on the subscribe button there and you can watch all our content. Podcast goes up there and original content videos. Keegan, are you going to go and subscribe?
Most likely.
Great.
You mean you're not already?
Right. I also don't pay attention to podcasts, so I'll have to do that.
Ouch!
Rude.
Oh, just podcasts in general.
In general,
I
not this
see.
specific one.
Okay. I can accept that.
Did our audience today enjoy the conversation?
No.
Let us know. I hope they did.
I hope so.
Send us your questions, your topics, your corrections. Like Reese's PC should have won.
No.
I mean, I totally
Or
expect to
skills
see
should have been on top.
a ton of those
No.
emails. Send those to .exe at savingcontent.com or leave us a comment over on our Twitter and Facebook pages. Just search at Saving Content if you don't know how to do a search. It's actually pretty simple. You just type in at Saving Content. You'll find us.
Find the magnifying glass.
If you're looking for additional in-depth gaming discussions, check out the Quick Save podcast. And remember to visit savingcontent.com for the latest news and reviews. This week, we have Young Souls by yours truly. A very good game that I gave a pretty good score to. So go give that a read or give it a play. I don't care either way. It's fun.
It works.
Scott also reviewed Nightmare Reaper he reviewed. I haven't read that one yet, but I'm sure it's okay. On top of that, I want you guys to leave us a rating and a review if you could.
It was a nice
Possibly.
demand. I want you. Demand.
Well, you know what they say. You've got to be forceful and upfront with your
Not
request.
forceful. Well, there's an actual word for that. Like,
We're gonna speak it into truth. There will be several reviews
Right.
left, hopefully in the positive form.
But
Bad boy fingers off this.
leave one. Let us know. Ratings 5 stars. We know you'll love it. 5 stars. Any reviews I see pop up there, I'll be sure to shout them out here on the podcast.
Love us, please.
Do what she says.
Yes.
It'll help us grow, and we would really appreciate it. So I want to thank everybody for listening. And remember, kindness costs us nothing, but it means everything. Good night.
good night.
Good night. Please sleep tight.
Love you.